Guys, today we are going to do a polyurethane mold for my beavis and butthead relief. If you watch the YouTube channel, I tried some silicone mold making. It did not work very well because I'm using this sort of clay and it has sulfur in it, and apparently that's the reason it didn't take. But polyurethane, I have been fairly successful in making molds. Keep in mind in this video that I am not an expert, so I do make a lot of these mistakes, but I believe we're going to get a successful mold out of this. I did a test on this. This is a Mars Attacks relief that I was thinking about mold making, but it's not quite ready. And it did work. This is a polyurethane mold that I made of Hellboy. And it's another wall relief. It's life-size, and you can go on the channel, look up Hellboy sculpture and the Hellboy mold making, and you can see how I did this. It's a fairly easy process, and I do like polyurethane, but it's kind of expensive. For this mold, we are going to be using Polytek's polyurethane liquid rubber. So I bought this. You can get different type of polyfiber. This is basically just a kind of a powder that you use to make the rubber thicker so you don't use as much rubber. One thing I recommend you use is gloves. And this is the sculpture that we're going to be doing a mold out of it. First, we are going to be making some sort of shell for the sculpture. Is make a series of wooden boards, and the way this works is that slide it in a bit. And I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to draw in. I got my box and I am going to screw in just a little bit. If you're wondering why the quality difference is, my camera just fell on the floor and broke, so no more camera. So I think this is slightly off, but let's see. At least now with the GoPro, you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now you can just remove it, but what I like to do is just put like a bead of glue on the wood. This should be good, what I plan on doing, but that's fine. And now I'm going to take my gloves off really quick. I'm just going to put it on the inside of the box like this, because I don't want the rubber to seep in. And if this is nice and warm, it's even better. The side's done. You see the clay's on there. I'm going to put here top. I'm going to take a piece of wood like this and just put it here. You can level it as well. If you look at this, that's the polyurethane, and then I added another polyurethane on top. And that made it thicker. That way you don't have to use as much rubber. This can is silicone spray. It's a mold release agent. I don't know if I need it, but I'm more interested in the box, the wood, just not holding up. What you're going to need is a brush. You don't have to use a brush, but I like to kind of brush it and move the polyurethane around. You'll need 2 cups. You mix equal parts of A and B. And put it right up to that mark. And now we're ready for the rubber. Just put it a little bit back. Look how cool that is. So what I have is equal parts, and I'm just going to mix this onto here, and that's going to create that reaction. And one thing I don't really have is a stir. I'm going to let this drip in as much as possible. Use my pencil here really quick. All right, I got a little stir. Helps to have cups that are straight so they don't bind. But now all you have to do is mix this really well, and hopefully you guys can see. But you take some time, maybe mix it for like 10 minutes or so. But now that it's changed color, at a certain point it'll start to get thicker, but you want to apply this coat really thin. this polyurethane rubber gets everywhere, so if you were to put it on there, it'd be difficult to get off. So I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to do this. A lot of people pour it in, and it might not be a bad idea. What I want to do is get all the details in, get all the sides. So with the, and also I don't want any bubbles. I think I am going to lose a little bit of detail because one of the things I did is I put this crystal clear because I was preparing this to use again with the silicone, and I think it loses a little bit of the detail, which I do not like, but I did clean it up a bit. And almost, this is almost like way more rubber than I needed for a piece like this. What you want to do is just make sure, dab it in, make sure it gets in all the crevices. So this is going to get a little bit on the inside, and then we'll have to cut it. That's fine. There's a new version coming out, which is weird, but it's one of these, the stuff that they did previously, I don't think it would fly in today's society. That's why I like them. They are funny. Polyurethane just runs down. It just keeps running down. If I was to wait just a little bit more, it would thicken up. Another thing I might do is just take the polyurethane and put it on my Hellboy sculpture. One of the things that I did with this is that I cheapened out, try to save some of the polyurethane, and you can see the top, the black part, is actually silicone. And I shouldn't have done that. And that's it. We don't have any more rubber. Just leave this here. So I've waited about 40 minutes. The way to know if polyurethane is ready for the next coat is if you touch it and it doesn't come off in your fingers. Even though I had the clay on here, you can see it seeped through these edges. So it was a good idea to put the clay. I should have done a better job. You can see. All right, we have 2 more cups. And so pour it. So we have the rubber, and now we are just going to pour it onto the larger container. Okay. The rubber, same thing. Just put it right in there. This is just trash. This bucket here has got polyfiber too. Like, it's just very fine powder. So I have this little cup. The reason I have it is just so I can scoop it like this. And it goes everywhere, so just go slow so it doesn't fly up in the air. Just get like a little bit of the sides here. You see some of the fiber actually kind of moving around. So I'm going to add, actually I should have maybe added a little bit less. So I'm just going to pour it in. I'm unsure if okay, just move it around. This is why the polyurethane has to be wet, because this coat needs to adhere to the other one. And I'm just going to scrape as much as I can. There is a working time, and it did cover this, so I just wanted to cover beavis and butthead, and this is going to glue it to the first original layer. If you look at my Hellboy mold, one of the problems is that the high rises, it became very thin right about here, so it became so thin that it ripped. You can always fix it, I guess, but might as well do it properly. This relief, it doesn't need a mother mold. I think it'll be good enough to do what I want. I think we're good. We will find out. It'll take about an hour. I'll demold it, and then we will do a casting of it, hopefully, if it works out. I downloaded this level really quick just to see. And, okay. I just wanted to show you really quick the silicone that I made that's not good. It's hard to see, but this is that first one. You can watch it in the channel. I really screwed it up. There's all of these weird imperfections, and it's been a good month since I did that video, and it's still sticky. And there's all of this texture in it. The outside is, you can actually see the difference there. That's soft and wet, that's hard, that's the way it should be. So near the clay, it didn't, something happened. All right guys, it is the next day, and look at that, nice and firm. So we are going to demold this. I am selling copies of the Hellboy sculpture on my Etsy channel, so if you want to support the channel, let me know. I need to buy a new camera. My camera just it's completely collapsed. Oh my lord. Oh, it's pulling everything up. Okay. Hey, look at this. And the shell came out. That I was not expecting the shell to come out. But let's see the damage. It looks like a pretty good copy. And this was not damaged. Welcome to my other studio. So I'm gonna put this here. I like to do this on the grass. I usually like to do this, mix in a little bit of cement with the plaster because it makes it stronger. I'll show you. Beavis and butthead. You see that? Let's clean it up. Doesn't hurt.
To watch.
Yeah, you'll do it too. Yeah, keep going.
I'm not trying to do too much at a time.
Right, there we go. Hey! Yeah, get in there. Get in there, girl. There we go. Mix it. You see, like, you feel the globs? Yeah. That's like the powder.
Whoa.
Yeah, look at your hand. Look, and now I'm going to pour it slowly into the mold.
Okay.
This is going to become a rock. See, I made too much. Hopefully it's not going to have that depression. I might have to remove this box because it's creating like the indentation. I like these metal screws, sheet metal, because the point is that you put these in the back of the sculpture of the relief, and then you can eventually put like a piece of wire to connect them. So I have it here. I think I'm going to put them in the middle, but you have to wait until they completely dry, or when this becomes like almost peanut buttery. All right, I found screws that are smaller. I'm just going to actually remove a little bit of them. Hot. I just lost one. Okay, see, this is why I'm not a professional, guys. God damn it. God damn it. The other one fell somewhere. So this is my sculpture that I just made. So I made a mold. So now we need to, well, remove this. That's going to be the hard part. There we go. That is the mold, and there's like some air bubbles on it. You see that? There's like little air bubbles, and there's like pieces of cement.
Whoa.
But look. Dun-dun.